If you're trying to lose fat and tone up, and it feels like you're doing all the things right, but your body just still won't change, you're not alone. I wasted over 10 years trying to get my dream body, doing all the right things, but somehow my body just got worse. Puffy, inflamed, bloated, and I kept thinking, how is this possible if I'm trying this hard? But then I figured something that honestly annoyed me. During those over 10 years, I tried everything. I tried so many different hacks, tips, tricks. But the thing is that the habits that actually make you fit are incredibly boring and low effort. And once I started doing these boring, unsexy habits, staying in shape stopped feeling like a fight and it became effortless. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 12 unsexy habits that keep me fit. So let's start with the first one, something I once believed that I should never replace. Fitness often makes it seem that the slimmer you want to be, the harder you have to suffer for it. So running is often seen as one of the most efficient ways to lose fat and tone up. And that's exactly what I used to believe too. I was so team running. It was my favorite thing to do and I absolutely loved the feeling after a run. But of course, let's be honest, the number one reason why I found myself going for a run is because I wanted to lose fat and tone up. However, strangely enough, the more I run, the worse my body looked. And genuinely, I couldn't understand why, because it just didn't make sense. Because if you run more and you sweat more, shouldn't you be burning more calories that way? And that way, shouldn't your body improve? Well, turns out that running isn't the best way to lose fat and tone up. And actually, it might even sabotage such goals. Here's the thing, too much running can just be too hard on woman's body, and it just isn't the most optimal way to lose fat and tone up because of the nature of the workout. But you know what is? Walking. When I replaced my runs with walking, my body actually started leaning out. The inflammation, bloating, and puffiness, all that just disappeared. And the reason for that is because walking regulates your nervous system instead of wrecking it, and that is just more beneficial for fat loss, especially for women who are stressed out. And by stressed out, I mean stressed out by your life or your workout routine. However, if you're someone who loves running, like maybe it makes you feel better, it improves your mood, you are more positive and happier, and you just love that endorphin rush after the run, I know that in such case it can be tough to give up on running. I mean, it took me about 1 year to recover from not running, but now I love walking, and especially the fact how effortless staying in shape actually can be, because I don't have to force myself anymore to go for a run for the sake of staying in shape. Because running wasn't the only thing that was keeping me from getting my dream body. There was more. I used to swear by the belief that more burn equals more progress. I worked out constantly, 5, sometimes even 7 days a week, no days off mindset, and I felt guilty for resting. I mean, in fitness, the belief often is that hard work equals results, and if your body isn't changing, you just need more discipline. It's like hustle culture applied to fitness. But the truth is that a slim body doesn't require blood, sweat, and tears. Actually, it's quite the opposite. Especially for women, this approach usually backfires. The more and harder I worked out, the more inflamed, puffier, and bloated I was getting. And the moments when my body wasn't inflamed or bloated or puffy were the moments when I wasn't working out. So it didn't make sense to me. What is happening? And somewhere in the back of my head, I even started to think, could it be that it's because I'm doing less? And so this brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. I know this feels so wrong when fitness glorifies hard work, but I figured that a better approach, much better approach, is to take my time, rest, and recover. Hard work never gave me the results I wanted, and once I slowed down, my body started changing, and the reason for that is because it created the right environment in my body for fat loss even to be possible, whereas hard work did the opposite. The thing is, my body didn't need more workouts and more discipline. It needed recovery and rest, and that might be your case too. Women are not meant to work hard. Though I must be honest with you that this work hard mindset and never miss a day approach is so deeply rooted in me that even to this day, sometimes in the back of my head there is this voice whispering, you should work out today. So I totally get it that it's hard. It can be hard to let go of that. And please don't get me wrong, of course you should be moving your body every day, but move your body means gently, daily activity, not daily high intensity. No high intensity fat burn, cardio, heat, no fasted workouts. And of course you can sometimes work out hard, but it should rather be an exception than a rule. Most of the time you're better off by focusing on workouts that are gentle on the nervous system, because you don't need to suffer to be fit. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. I used to be obsessed with different challenges: 75 hard, 30 days shred summer challenge, 6 week summer body, whatever. Fitness world is full of challenges. And I love those because it always felt like a fresh start. New energy. This time it's really going to work. I feel it in my gut. They felt motivating and exciting. But all they did is keeping me stuck. And so what I had to realize is that results don't come from some short bursts of motivation and discipline. They come from habits that you can sustain for years. Once I stopped chasing challenges and I focused on lifestyle habits, staying in shape became much easier. That's how you achieve that naturally slim body. You have to start thinking in years, months, not in days and weeks. I know that fast results and quick fixes may sound glamorous and much more fun than choosing the long game, but I'm telling you that these fast results leave as fast as they came. I learned it the hard way that the best way to get results that also last is to be consistent, but to maintain consistency without a constant internal battle is to make it a lifestyle that fits you. Because when I say consistency, I don't mean quantity or intensity. I mean showing up regularly in a way that is sustainable for you. It means choosing habits that you can repeat week after week, month after month, without burning out or feeling like your entire life revolves around your body. It's not the intensity of your habits that matter, but the longevity of them. And this leads me to the next habit that keeps me fit. Everyone almost screams at you that the best workout to lose fat and tone up is to go to the gym, lift weights, do cardio, HIIT. And I used to so follow those rules, even if I didn't really enjoy the workout, because I used to believe that forcing yourself meant discipline. But I'm going to be boring and tell you that the best workout to lose fat and tone up is the one that you're still going to be doing next year. So the best way to work out is in a way that is fun and enjoyable to you. When I stopped forcing myself to work out in a certain way and I switched to working out in a way that is enjoyable and fun to me, I don't have to force myself anymore to work out. It comes naturally to me because you don't have to force yourself when you're having fun. So if you hate running or you hate going to the gym, then do something you're gonna enjoy doing, because the point is to move your body, but how you do it doesn't really matter. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. Social media makes it seem like if you're not waking up at 5 a.m. to work out, you're lazy. Gym selfies and no excuses. And sure, it may look productive, but fat loss wise, it doesn't matter what time you work out. I'm mentioning this because many of you are asking me, does it matter what time I work out? And no, girl, it doesn't. Just work out when you have time for it, you have energy, and it's easy for you to stick to. Sure, 5 a.m. workouts may look really disciplined, but they have nothing to do with a better body composition directly. In fact, by staying in sleeping, you might even be more efficient at burning fat than forcing yourself to go at 5 a.m. to work out, because if there is one biohack that improves your body composition better than almost anything else, it is sleeping. Yep, I know it's unsexy, it's boring, it doesn't require any of your effort, no tips, tricks, hacks, just sleep. I mean, literally, I'm currently not as lean as I normally am because I'm trying to fix my effed up sleeping rhythm, and because of that, my sleep isn't really good currently. But that's how much it matters. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. I used to love late dinners. I hated early dinners because they're boring and not very glamorous. But when I did switch to early dinners after all, I noticed a change in my body composition, especially a flatter stomach. There are many explanations for this, but one of them definitely is that by having an earlier dinner, I wasn't yet hungry like an animal by dinner. Because when I had late dinners, I would usually be so hungry by the dinner time that I would end up binging, stuffing, and overeating. Then I would just go sleep soon after, which didn't give my body enough time to properly digest. Because ideally, you should let your digestive system to rest for 10 hours, but more is not needed. So for example, intermittent fasting or fasted workouts seem like they're effective. Like you will think that by working out fasted, you're burning fat faster, but nope, not so easy. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. Fasted workouts, especially HIIT and cardio, don't increase the efficiency of fat loss. Again, they look sexy, waking up in the morning and hitting the treadmill. Ah, what an aesthetic morning routine. But the truth about them is different. So I stick to the boring and I work out fueled. I mean, don't get me wrong, fasting can be healthy, but for fat loss, it's rather a desperate hack than actually something efficient. And I'm speaking from experience. I used to go through all that struggle working out fasted in the mornings, but that totally wrecked my health, and definitely I did not lose fat. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. Speaking of fat loss hacks, fitness loves micro optimization of different kinds. Optimizing is sexy. So long time ago, I searched up on the internet different hacks that will be the missing piece to finally get results, and specifically to get rid of my belly fat. And I found out that lemon water is a magic potion that's going to melt my belly fat away. So I started drinking it every morning, but surprisingly there were no results. Well, whatever. I found apple cider vinegar, then green juice, then ginger shots, then matcha instead of coffee. The list goes on, but none of those really made a meaningful difference. And so what I fail to understand is that these random hacks don't fix it if the fundamentals aren't in order. Once I started focusing on the basics instead of these hacks, everything became much more simpler. I just wanted to mention this because I feel like so many girls and women are confused on such a detailed level. Like, we fall into this micro optimization where we're trying to optimize everything we eat and do. It's like this level of optimization where it's like, is it better for fat loss if I eat carrot or cucumber for dinner? Or one time, one person asked me, what kind of coffee do I drink in the morning, implying that that has something to do with fat loss? Or is it really okay to drink coffee in the morning with milk? Because isn't that going to be too many calories? This is obsessive, not impactful. And I've been there too. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. Basically, I used to do it all. I've tried every possible health and fat loss hack found under the sun. All those how to become that girl videos, well, I was that girl to the core. I went to the gym, I drank green smoothies, and I built beautiful aesthetic plates. I even started to cook my own food when I was younger because my mom's cookings weren't that girl enough. But if there's something that I have figured, it's that you don't need a aesthetic that girl routine to lose fat and tone up. In order to get fit, your plate doesn't have to look like it's ready to be posted on Instagram. You don't have to drink green smoothies and take Pilates classes. You don't have to have the newest trendy workout set and have a perfect meal prep. It can be boring and unsexy, such as eating traditional home-cooked meals, working out in your bedroom in the same workout set you've had for years. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. It's very sexy to be on a diet. Eat chicken, broccoli, rice, track your macros, and make sure to maintain a calorie deficit. And I for sure did that. But for some reason, I was getting unhealthier and more inflamed. And I didn't understand, why isn't my body changing when I have fully internalized the message that if you want to be slim, you have to eat less. And I followed a super clean diet. But today, honestly, this advice makes me super mad because skinny doesn't mean starving yourself. Here's the thing. The reason why I was getting unhealthier and more inflamed is because by eating clean and by focusing on macros only, you can create quite a limited diet in your micros. By only eating diet food day after day, over time can create nutrient deficiencies, which can lead to different health problems, which then makes fat loss even harder. And that was my case. The unsexy advice is to eat just normal food, not some fitness diet food, but just normal food made at home. Not strictly focusing on macros, but eating a wide variety of nutritious food. No diet food, no low calorie options, no restrictions, no diets, no protein puddings. By loosening up the rules, I didn't get fatter. Quite the opposite, I got into the best shape of my life. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit. A long time ago, I saw some YouTubers talking about intuitive eating, and it always felt like it makes sense to me. And low-key, I also wanted to start doing that. But at the same time, I was fearful that if I start doing that, I will look only worse. That it won't work for me because I have to follow strict rules and weigh my food. But once I got over my fear and I slowly started learning to listen to my body and incorporating intuitive eating, it became the best decision I've ever done during my fitness journey. The thing is, instead of tracking macros and calories, the extremely unsexy advice is to develop a connection, to learn to develop a connection with your body, to learn the skill to consciously leave a little space when you're eating. And I understand that for some people tracking is necessary, but I also think that far more people could do well on intuitive eating than they think. And definitely one of the things that nowadays messes with the connection with our bodies is scrolling. So if you want to develop a better connection with your body, don't scroll when you eat. Which brings me to the next unsexy habit that keeps me fit: protecting my attention. Social media is full of information, so many opinions, so many rules. So at some point it turns into confusion, to the point where you don't know anymore what to do, what works, who to listen to even anymore. So my advice to you is to keep it simple. Stick to the basics, keep your nervous system calm, make it sustainable for yourself, and stop scrolling. In fact, I took 30 days off from social media and my phone in general, and my god, the results were insane. I would have never expected it to be so life-changing. And if you want to know how it changed my life and how it could change yours too, watch this video next.